I was always afraid as a kid coming past it.
There was people that were murdered here. She didn't know how many.
This has always been reputed to be the Staffeldetta Bordello.
The old bordello, which I used to own, is haunted.
Honey, I'm home. I killed him.
Are you hanging out in this house because you're scared to go to hell?
You might knock her ass down, but she's gonna land back on her feet.
Welcome to Galena, Kansas, home of the notorious Murder Bordello. Join us on this episode of Shadows on 66.
Can you keep my secret?
Holy shit.
Everybody, welcome to It's in the Cards here on Penn. Hope everybody had a fabulous week. Labor Day weekend's coming up, and school is going to be starting next week. Some places already started this week, so everybody, pay attention, be extra careful driving with the school buses and the kids out, waiting on the corners, running up and down the streets and stuff like that. My guest this evening is a repeat guest from just about a month ago. And then I have her co-host, special guest, two great people. They co-host here on Penn every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Fear the Freak. I was just a guest this past Sunday on their show, so if you miss it, you'll want to catch it on archives. And the link can be found on all of our Facebook pages to get a hold of that one. I have the Freak with me this evening, and this time she is accompanied by her co-host, Selena. Welcome, girls.
How you doing?
Hey. Good. How are you girls doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing good.
Yeah, good. Welcome back.
Thank you. We were so glad to have you on our show, Misha. We have to have you on again.
Yeah, definitely. It was most interesting.
It was very fun. I enjoyed it. Well, the last time that Chrystal was on here with me, you were in the midst of making your changes, ending and starting up your new adventures.
Right.
So we'll start with you and fill everybody in on what you've been up to and all the new adventures.
Hey everybody, it's the PARAFREAK with Fear Paranormal. I just have to thank the Parabud for bringing me onto Fear Paranormal, because it's been an awesome experience so far, and I can't wait for where we're headed. But we've had a lot of adventures so far, doing some really cool stuff, doing some charity work, some charity fundraisers out in Granbury at the cemetery and the town square. We had a blast there. We raised well over, $300 for the officers' fund for one of the officers that was killed in the line of duty and another one that was injured. So that's been pretty much what we've been working on, is the charity side of paranormal and reaching out and helping people. We've got a current event coming up next week, actually, in Burleson on September 6th and 7th to raise money for kids. And I'm going to go ahead and let Parabud chime in here and fill everybody in on that event.
Oh, well.
That's the video. That's the video that they saw.
No.
Right. Yeah, the video was from it's called The Porch. It's in Burleson. It's a really quaint little restaurant. Obviously has a lot of activity. We're going to go check it out September 6th and 7th. Also, you can get your tickets on Eventbrite for that.
It's DFW Dinner and Ghost Hunt at eventbrite.com. $65 a ticket per night, or $110 for both nights. And I guarantee you really want to come both, because we've got some amazing guests that are going to be there to speak. Michael Graves.
Yeah, and we've got Ty Phillips.
Jason Gentry.
Paul Coffey.
And the diva herself, Paradiva, Sherry Collins.
And the big one out of retirement is Mike Roberts.
Yes.
And Jeremy from Paranologies will also be there showing us a couple of things with his awesome equipment. And then we will eat some fabulous dinner and get into the investigation. Saturday, we're going to be streaming live thanks to the Yeti and Penn and Kimmy and all of that. We're going to be, all of us working together, we're going to be streaming live. So that ought to be pretty exciting.
I'm excited. We want to thank, Kelly with Torch Paranormal stepping up. Her company stepped up and donated a large amount of money to Kids already.
Yeah.
And so we are extremely pleased with the direction of this event and what we're going to accomplish.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, thanks a lot, Kelly, because that was major. And we're not going to, discuss it on air or anything like that. We're going to wait for a final total, but it's awesome.
Yes.
So thanks, Kelly, with Torch.
And you're going to be having a lot of raffles and things going on, and besides investigating, and
we've got some wonderful donations. But if you are unable to attend the event, like if you're not in the Burleson area and you would like to donate to Kids, definitely message Selena, myself, or Sherry, and let us know that you'd like to reach out and help in another way, because Kids is a very awesome foundation. It's raising money for terminally ill children to be able to go to Disney World or Walt Disneyland once a year.
Right.
that's what I was going to ask for those not familiar with that charity organization. Fill everybody in on what it is.
Basically, Kid Craddock, he was a DJ here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for many years. He created it to help send, these terminally ill children on a special trip, on a special vacation with their family, fully paid for, with the donations. And sadly, he passed away about a month ago yesterday. And so we're just kind of stepping up as far as paranormal field and doing what we want to do to try to help support that foundation with his passing.
Very nice. And where are people going to be able, if they can't be there attending, where do they find it live for Saturday or Sunday?
On Saturday night, it will be live here on Penn, with the thanks to Yeti and Kim for reaching out and coming up and hosting that for us. So tune in on Saturday night, September the 7th. Yeah.
Whoa.
Almost got you on that one, huh? I believe we're going to start at 11, Eric?
We can start whenever I feel like it. I own the place.
All right. Well, we will be airing it sometime. Stay tuned for the final airtime, as we'll announce that probably next week once we work out a few more details. And come and watch the investigation and the speakers, and maybe
get in on a little of the goodies too, because there's a lot of cool stuff.
You might even actually catch one of us on air, and some of our guests as well. So
you could possibly get a little cameo if you come out and check it out.
Yeah, come out and check it out. Vlog with us. We love that.
Sounds like it's going to be a wonderful busy time.
Yes.
Yes, busy for sure.
But the Parabuds also got other stuff coming up, so why don't you give a little...
let's see. September 5th, there's going to be a viewing of the DVD before it's actually released called Shadows on 66, which I was blessed enough to be able to film with Brad and Barry Kling from the Ghost Lab and Chip Coffey, which I think everybody pretty much knows who Chip Coffey is as well. But I was blessed enough to be able to be in it with them, and we're having a pre-screen premiere of the DVD in Seguin, Texas at the Palace Theater next Thursday, September 5th from 7 to 9. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. Just look up Shadows on 66, and they're free. But there are only 200 of them, and I know that I've taken at least 10. So
get your tickets now.
Get them now. But it ought to be interesting. The actual DVD is released on September 13th at Scarefest. So that's when it'll actually be released. But so
very exciting.
Yeah.
A busy upcoming week.
Very. I think we're going to be running on lack of sleep starting Wednesday of next week, preparing.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be worth it, though.
Yep.
And then October's right around the corner.
Yep.
We got Phantom Fest.
Phantom Fest, October 4th, 5th, and 6th.
No,
correct?
just the 4th and 5th, yeah.
Just the 4th and the 5th.
That's
it's
okay.
Birthday.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got the Phantom Fest, and we'll be there with Paranologies as well as with the Ghost Hunter store. So, all kinds of equipment you can get you hooked up with. Just come and look us up.
Yeah, come and find Selena and myself.
We will definitely hook you up.
Tell everybody where they can get your schedule and all the info on everything upcoming.
Everybody can find everything that's going on with Fear Paranormal, the Parabud, and the Parafreak on our Facebook page, Fear Paranormal, on Facebook, as well as the Parabud has her own page, as well as I do as well. And she also has a radio show that she does every other week on Thursday nights called...
It's called Close to Death. It's on liveparanormal.com, and it is about near-death experiences or the paranormal side of that. It kind of has a wide range of things to discuss, but the next show is on tomorrow night. And it's kind of late. It's 10 p.m. on Central Standard Time, 11 p.m. your time. So you might be sleeping. But it is called Close to Death.
No, I'm usually up, wondering why I am.
Yeah, night owl as well.
Yeah.
But you can also find us on our website at www.fearparanormal.wix.com. Check out all of our latest events, our team information. I've got a ton of stuff on there, and we're about to add some more stuff here pretty soon.
Yeah. We've got a lot looking at. We don't even know what our schedule's looking like until maybe January. We can start doing some other stuff. I'm not sure. We're pretty packed. Pretty packed.
So, when you were last on, you told us how you got started in all this. Selena.
Oh.
Let's hear from you. And how you got started.
I've kind of always been into the paranormal. I guess when I was younger, I would have kind of strange dreams, prophetic dreams, mainly about tragic events that would happen, like plane crashes and weird things like that. And then when my mom passed away in 2004, it just kind of catapulted me towards me wanting to know if she was okay. And then I lost my best friend like a year and a half ago almost, and that really put me into it. I saw his doppelganger actually, and I've never seen a full body apparition before, and it was quite the experience. And then I had to know if everybody that I've lost, from my loved ones, friends, whatever, if they were okay and if there actually is an afterlife. And without a doubt, I know for a fact there definitely is. So, I still seek more answers though. So I keep going.
As do I.
So do you still get the dreams and things that you said you used to get? with the crashes and?
No, they kind of have died away, no pun intended, but they've kind of went away. My son actually just revealed that he's dreaming things like that now. But his are more the deja vu type, to where it's, oh my God, I've been here before kind of thing, not like the ones I was having. But let's hope that he doesn't go into those, because they're disturbing.
Yeah. What did you, I guess it really bothered you, wondering why you were getting them, what you could do, because there's nothing you can do. Did you know, did you just see like a plane crash and not even know the airline and things like that?
Yeah, I wasn't that specific in my dream. It wasn't frustrated than anything, because they really just didn't understand they just thought I was probably just having weird dreams, coincidental dreams. And I got frustrated, and I'm like, I don't think so. These are a little too detailed for just coincidental dreams. So I kind of quit going and just kind of dealt with it.
Blaming it on the news or newspapers or you watch on TV, things like that.
Exactly.
How long did that continue before? When did they stop? When your mother passed, or?
No, they stopped. They stopped a little bit before I graduated high school, actually. I had lost 13 friends in my high school years, and some of them were very close to me, and it was a lot of death, and it kind of just, I don't know, it kind of just went away. I didn't dream anymore, kind of stuff like that. So I was kind of glad about it too.
Wow, 13?
Yeah.
We're in high school.
All different kinds of things, yeah. It was crazy.
All different incidences too, not like a big group in a car accident or.
Nope.
So the trauma of all of that, and just you not wanting to experience it. It down.
Well, what really threw me over the edge was when I was 12 years old, and my dad's best friend died in a horrific car accident, and I was actually dreaming it at the same time it was happening. It was like I was in the car with him, and I had an out of body and kind of watched it through my dad's eyes. And when I woke up, it had happened right in a field behind our house, and that really freaked me out, because it happened at the same time, and I could actually see who it was this time. So after that's when the therapy really got thick, and then I kind of died down. So
had enough of it.
Yeah, definitely.
If you wanted to start it back up, you could.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to, though. I'd rather just do what I do and let everybody else see those kind of things, because that really wasn't cool to me. The things that I was seeing, especially that one, it really screwed me up, because that was my dad's best friend. So
that would be very upsetting. It's better not complete strangers and not knowing the people. Now, when you're investigating, did you shut down completely, or you're still able to see spirits and things when you're out on investigations, or did you shut that off too?
I guess I don't see spirits. Now I can feel them, in the room or whatever. And sometimes I felt nauseous once on an investigation. Doesn't happen often. It just was that one time, and it was a pretty hardcore spirit that we were dealing with. And usually I'm pretty protected going in and leaving. But I really don't. I've never been able to actually see them until I saw my best friend's doppelganger, and that was beyond I can't even explain how wild that was to me. But as far as being able to see them or whatever, I can't actually see them on a normal investigation.
Do you hear them without the EVP on the recordings later, or sense them, or?
I just sense them, yeah. I can just feel somebody's in the room, or something is in the room.
Did you, how about you, Chris? Do you, for those that may not have caught you when you were on, the last time. What do you pick up?
I get the chirping in the back of my head, so I can hear things. I definitely can feel them. I've seen an apparition a time or two. I've seen the black masses, but it's mostly for me, it's feeling, and it's like I'm in that moment when they were actually alive. I was on a private one time, and I had never been there. The other people on the team had been there except for one other person. And I walked in and I said, "This is what happened in this room." And about all of their mouths dropped. They're like, "Really?" Because basically I had said that there was a murder in that room. And it was true. There was a murder in that room back in the day.
So, now, for those that are new to investigating or wanting to get into it, or, might have different fears and that prevents them from doing it, there's all different ways. I've discussed it before on the show of protecting yourself. Selena mentioned how, you're highly protected. You only got sick that one time. What is your ritual, routine, protection that you use? Do you both do the same thing?
I think we both have pretty unique rituals or routines that we do a day of an investigation. I'm not exactly sure everything that she does. I know some things, but I spend a lot of time listening to music, listening to meditation music, meditating, clear my mind. I make sure that I take a good, healthy nap, before we go on a location. That way I have nothing. And then on the way there, I'm usually got my earplugs in, and I'm listening to all kinds of different music. I start with the meditation, and then I crank it up, and that way I can get pumped. And when we get to a location, after we're set up, we have a ritual that we go out and we say our prayer protection for the family's home, and we do the same thing when we leave. But my routine is pretty solid. I don't vary from it usually, but sometimes I'll change it up just a little bit to, give me a different change of pace. But what about you, Bud?
Well, I have rituals that I do on a daily basis, but normally what I do on a day of investigation is make sure I'm fully rested so I'm not vulnerable to anything. Mm-hmm. I also do a lot of praying during the day by myself to my, spirit guides or whatever. I don't know who they are, but one day I might. I know who one of them is, but, I pray a lot during the day, and I just kind of chill out. I kind of get my mind clear, and I go into it as this place is just a house or an empty building. Mm-hmm. And until it proves itself otherwise, I don't worry, too much about anything evil, because I have my protection prayer and I have my faith, and mm-hmm. I'm pretty strong with that.
You and I both are pretty strong in our faith, yeah. And I think we each go to it during an investigation as well. When we start feeling like we're not like we were when we got there, I've seen her walk off and take her deep breath, and I've had to do the same, and I've had to do that for her when I see that she's not where she should be.
Yeah. And you can definitely tell when I'm not on my game, for sure.
She can tell for me too.
Yeah, so it's kind of good that we bounce off each other, but it's definitely a must to have whatever faith you have, whatever higher power you believe in, mm-hmm. whatever God you have. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're protected spiritually, whatever is the way I look at it. Because I've never been one to be Baptist or whatever. I believe, and that's all it needs to. That's all it needs is I believe.
Exactly. So, right. Now, do you do some people do the saging and things, especially afterwards, because they have fears of being followed home, getting in the car with them.
We've done that a few times.
Okay, so saging is kind of like my thing. I love to sage, especially if we've had kind of a rough night at a location. I will make sure that we all get saged, everybody that has been in the house, including the clients as well, if they're there. I make sure that we sage everybody, saging them last, saging their homes. When we're at a cemetery, Selena hasn't really been with me so much at a cemetery as far as what I do there, but I've been known to take all of the equipment that's used and put it in the middle of a road and sage it. and cleanse it before we even put it anywhere near our vehicle. So that way it's cleansed too.
Yeah.
Now, I know, not many, but I know a few people that their belief system is saging takes spirits away or keeps them away. So if they're at a historical place that the spirits are at and they're wanted there to remain there, they have things for groups that come in, no saging permitted on the premises. Wow. Do it off the grounds, outside even. What's your feelings on that? That saging yourself, your equipment, is going to chase the spirits completely away?
We haven't incurred that here I haven't at the locations that I've been to anyway, but if we were, I don't know, if I was told something like that, I would just go to the street and still sage myself, because unless I didn't have any activity that was, in my opinion,
deemed worthy of a sage,
negative, then I'm not going to sage myself. I'm just going to wash my hands and leave everything at the location. What about you, Sel?
Well, like I've never had to deal with that either.
How would we deal with that if?
Jeez.
That's a good question, Misha.
we would definitely take our stuff outside the perimeter of wherever they're telling us we can't do it, because you're not going to tell us we can't sage and protect ourselves. Sorry. We're kind of hard-headed like that. So we would probably take it out and sage it, but it wouldn't probably go into our cars and or anything until it was done.
I say this. I was at I can't say the name of the location, but I was at a particular location here in Texas, and it was there was a lot of negative and demonic activity. So we saged ourselves when we were done, but we didn't sage our cars. And I went through probably about 8 sets of tires in 3 months on my car. So, and I'd had no issues with my car before that. So I kind of learned my lesson that if I'm somewhere where I don't feel comfortable getting in my car and that I drove, I'm going to sage it. And I do that for other people too. If we're somewhere and they say, hey, sage my car, or I might even just go do it, and then I'll tell them later, hey, I saged your car. You know?
Right.
I did that at a private, actually.
They get in and they're like, what the hell is that smell in here?
I saged the outside. We were at a private in Lake Worth, and I saged the outside of our cars as well as the client's car. That way that they're protected when she's on the road with her children. So yeah. I just have a strong faith in sage. And somebody told me the other day that it's not biblical. I've never heard that, so I'm still kind of researching that. What about you, Misha? Have you heard where saging is not biblical?
I have never heard that one, no. I mean...
It's a Native American-based practice.
American, yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Eric.
Native American what?
It's a Native American-based practice.
Okay.
That was my only defense. I was like, and she's like, well, you need to read your Bible. And I was like, well...
isn't it how everybody interprets the Bible when they read it? So, hello.
Yeah, that's a new one. I haven't heard that.
I like sage. I have my own faith in it, and I've saged several of my friends' homes, and been asked by others that I don't even know, hey, can you come sage my home and bless it for me? And that's something that I like to do kind of on the side, and depending on who it is how how much I'm willing to do beyond that.
Right. Now, spirit-wise, do you believe there's demons out there, or just grumpy, nasty spirits that are miserable because they were miserable when they were living?
I believe there's demons. I believe there's just some old cranky cahoots. Yeah, especially some curmudgeons. Curmudgeons. Okay, I'm going to use a new word that I've heard from one of our clients: non-corporeal bodies, I think is what she calls it. And I don't know about you, Sel, but I think there's definitely locations that can be worse than others.
Oh yeah.
And I've had a couple attached to me a time or two, and I don't like it. Who would? But that's where your protection comes in, and doing what you can. If it goes beyond a location, then getting somebody to help you.
Yeah, I mean, people kind of freak out on some of the things that we say when we're doing an investigation, like we come to you in love and light, and if you're not of love and light, you're not welcome around us. You know what I mean? And people look at us that, we have a guest or whatever on an investigation. They're like, "What? Love and light?" I'm like, never mind. Just relax and go with it.
I think it's funny because, one of my former teams was TLP, and it was Texas Light Paranormal, and that's what our thing was. We are of peace, love, and light. And then when I was asked to be with Fear, their thing is of peace, love, and light. So I think it all cohabitates together, and we mesh, and we really work well together.
How do you two pair up?
Selena?
How do we pair up? We sometimes go in together, and sometimes we'll switch it up and, go in with other members and just see what we get. We try to mix it up a bit to see, because spirits may like her and they may not like me, which has happened a time or two, and vice versa. They don't like either one of us. So we kind of switch it up, and we also like to sometimes collaborate with DNS, and so we have our junior investigators, or actually she calls them young adults now, and we'll take one of them with us or whatever, and we'll just kind of switch up teams in different places to see what we can get, and we get quite a bit of activity that way. We don't always stick together. We kind of break it up a little bit.
We kind of go and do our own thing and work with the other teams that, other people that are on our team, as well as others that we may be working with. But I met Selena at Para Unity Fest, and I had heard a few things about her before then, but boy, when I met her, I got the real deal here. She's the real deal.
Now, what is that?
What to you ladies?
To me, she's the real deal. She's very like, she knows what she's doing, and I love learning from her. I love working with her. I've learned several new ways to just interact with spirits. She's more of like, she'll kind of get up there and get brazen with them, whereas I'm more the I kind of sit back. But I've noticed since I've been working with her that I kind of step up a little bit more and try to get a little bit more activity in different ways. But I'm thankful for Para Unity Fest and Becca Shugart for that event in Waxahachie last year. Maybe get an opportunity to meet her and now be on her team.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because when I met her and Sherry, it was like I'd known them for like hundreds of years. That kind of feeling where, damn, I don't know who the hell you are, but I really know you. It was really kind of strange, and we just hit it off. And drive and determination is definitely what I've been known for. When I get my sights set on something, I go for it pretty hardcore. And when she's talking about me investigating, kind of getting up in their face, my mentors were Brad and Barry Kling. So what are you going to do? That's who I learned from. And then I'm friends with Chip Coffey, so I'm kind of learning the good cop, bad cop, soft side, brazen side kind of thing, and
I get to feed off of it. And I love it.
Yeah, so I have to say that I've learned from the best is what I'm going to go ahead and stick my neck out and say that, because I think Brad and Barry are pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. And we're being asked in the chat, where are you located?
We are located in Rockwall, Texas. Selena and myself, as well as most of our team, is from this area as well. We do have a member in East Texas, as well as out in North Texas, sort of. On the other side of Denton, we have a team member out that way as well. So we're kind of all over, but we're centrally right here.
Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
So.
Do you bring newbies or people that went along that are interested, or do you just mainly keep what you do amongst yourselves?
Well, we've been having several public we've had a couple public ghost hunts lately, and we've invited the public to come out, and we've had a good response to that. We had some amazing people on our Granbury event.
Oh, yeah.
And I just talked to one yesterday that attended our Granbury event, and she's already got her ticket for September 7th.
Yeah.
So she's super excited, and she had her kids and her husband there the first time. This time she's flying solo. And I told her she's gonna hang with me and Selena, and we're gonna take care of her. Yeah, we do public events, but when it comes to private investigations, the homeowners and the clients, they want it to be private, and they really don't like a whole lot of. I've found out through doing all this,
some people are really weird about having people in their home and them having to leave. So, and go somewhere else. So the less people they have to worry about, it seems, the better. So we just try to stick with our team on private investigations. But
every public one, every commercial that we do, we encourage, the public to come out. Even if it's just one or two that we take with us, we encourage, because we want to help others learn and help others grow, and maybe not something that they find as their hobby, but something they're interested in and learning more about. Because it's not just about investigating. It's not just about, look what we're going to go do. It's about learning how to research the location and all the other stuff that comes in being paranormal.
We had a question in the chat getting back to the protection and the sage, and someone is wondering what if the sage does not work.
Then we better call somebody stronger than the sage, like maybe a pastor or clergy.
I've had the sage at home. I've only had the sage at home once, but the second time that I went to sage, I went to the Silver Pyramid here in Richardson, Texas, and I got some black tourmaline, I believe is what it was called, and we put it in the in the four corners of our yard. And then I had actually got extra and took them to my apartment, and Kelly got some and buried them in her yard. And so we made sure that, hey, it works for us, it's going to work for somebody else. And so if the sage doesn't work and you don't want to try it again, then I encourage you to reach out to somebody that might be like in clergy, somebody that might know a little bit more about the situation, and not so much heal you, but give you some clarity in what other options you can do. You can always reach out to paranormal teams, and they'll help you. Most of them will.
Yeah, most of them will have somebody or multiple people. Like you said, either clergy or mediums, a psychic, somebody that will be able to help you out with it.
I know where, I see Schnook and Pie. She's from Wise County.
I'm answering her now.
Definitely, I'm kind of familiar with that area. So, like, if you need help, feel free to reach out and talk to Selena and myself, and that goes for anybody across the board anywhere. If you can't find somebody in your area to help you, we can try to help you.
Yeah, we do have lots of connections, too, for other teams as well in other areas. So we also work with Everyday Paranormal down in the San Antonio area, and we have a division of our Fear team in Houston.
Yes, we do.
So we have that area down there covered as well. If Everyday Paranormal can't get to them around San Antonio and Austin, then we can send it on to Houston.
If you're in the East Texas area, head on over to Metaluna and get your gear.
She said thank you. What do you have favorite equipment that each of you prefer? Everybody has their favorite. I like the ghost box, and I'm not a big equipment person, just the camera and the recorder. That's about it, and the ghost box. I'd rather just sit there and see what I'm picking up and let everybody else walk around with all the other gadgets and toys. How about the two of you?
I'm big with the dowsing rods. I love the dowsing rods. I like pendulums, but mainly on investigation, it's either a ghost box or it's the dowsing rods, because it feels like very receptive. Something will always correspond with me. With the rods. I mean, that's me, but there's so many cool toys that's coming out from Paranologies and the Ghost Hunter store. So what about you, Sal?
I like periscopes. Periscopes are like my favorite. I have a lot of good luck with those from Paranologies. Jeremy has got the design down pat. It's so awesome. Mm-hmm. There's no denying that when it goes off, there's something that's you can't see there, but it's definitely there. That's my favorite. I just kind of started using the dowsing rods when Chris joined Fear, because I'd never really done them before. The co-founder Penny, she uses them a lot. But I mainly use like K2 and Periscope is what I usually use, and of course my own instrument, feeling if there's something in the room.
Exactly.
So
Periscope rocks. We've even used it at the house a time or two.
Yeah. It definitely gets the results that you're looking for. I mean, it's, and if there's nothing there, it's not going to go off. So I've never seen it give a false reading before. So it's pretty good piece of equipment. So if you need one, y'all look me up and I'll hook you up with whatever you need.
You can message me and I'll get you to her too.
Yeah.
There you go. What investigation, Selena, stands out the most to you for whatever reason?
I think the one that stands out to me the most is the private investigation that we did in Toole, Texas. Never in my life have I seen a spiral rod on camera, develop on camera, and come to the camera and off the camera. It was incredible, and we caught more than one there. We had the co-founder also has medium abilities, psychic abilities, I guess that's what you could call it. And she was in contact with a slave named Elijah and actually saw him hanging from the tree across the street from this house. And it was kind of, she's like, I did not want to see that. I would appreciate if you don't show me stuff like that again. And it was kind of strange, but we definitely had contact. And that was a very cool investigation. And we caught some of the best video that we've ever caught. What is it?
Kim says, I want to move to uncertain Texas. Anyways, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Oh, it's a town. Oh, how funny.
It's a real town. And the reason was she's sick because then she'd never have to make another decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. We're actually going to maybe get to go back there so I can actually see if I can experience some of the same things.
Yeah, we're going to revisit that one. That was so much fun. Plus, she cooked for us, and it was awesome. So why not go back, right?
There you go, right? And how about you? What was your most entertaining or standout investigation for you?
I have to say, the very first team that I ever was with, we went to the Weatherford, Texas Opry. And it's not an easy location to get into. Thankfully, they had a contact that they got us in. And that was... Today is still the most amazing place I've ever been because I saw apparitions. We had all kinds of crazy activity. You know, not a lot of people put much into orbs and stuff like that. But when I get pushed over, when I see things that there's no explanation for, then I know that it's there. And when I can catch an apparition on camera, then I'm sold.
We have a question in the chat room, and it does need to, I feel, be addressed for everyone's sake that might not be in the chat room or who listens to the show in archive later, because there's so many ghost hunting television shows and things out there, and it's getting more and more popular, and people think it's a game. And, let's go do it and see what goes on and what's happening. And they've never done it before. They just know whatever they see on television, on whatever show or shows that they watch. And the question in the chat room is being asked if that's a good idea to just go out and do it, or have someone with you that's experienced or at least knows what they're doing. And the answer to that, we've already told them, is yes, have someone with you.
I mean, there's very key things you need to know if you're new. If you're new to the paranormal and you're wanting to go on a ghost hunt, it's safety first. Make sure that you're not going gangbuster and just trying to bust into some place to go ghost hunting, because that's not what it's about. You've got to look out for the safety of not only yourself but those with you, because a lot of places are private and have no trespassing, and you could end up in the pokey,
and you could run it for the rest of us,
or something serious could actually happen to you or whoever you're with. So definitely, we as a whole recommend researching the location if you're going to go ghost hunting. As far as contacting spirits, I wouldn't do that alone. I would have somebody that's experienced. If you think you're having activity or there's somebody that you're wanting to contact as like a relative or a friend that's passed, contact a medium.
Yeah.
If you're not sure of a good one, email Selena or myself. Email Misha. I mean, any of us, email Eric. Any of us can help you get to the right people.
Yeah, definitely don't. It's not nothing. Spirit world is nothing to play with. It's not a game. You know, like a lot of people get real sensitive and say it could be your grandma, it could be your brother, your sister that you lost. You know, you need to be respectful. Mm-hmm. And trying to play with spirits like that when you don't know what you're doing, to me, is disrespectful.
Exactly.
And you know, I mean,
you also
I
don't
would definitely
know
suggest. Excuse me?
I was going to add to that. You don't know what
you're dealing with,
who you're communicating with.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if a bad negative spirit is pretending to be a child.
Yeah, exactly. Some don't play well. Some don't play nice.
Let alone what their true goal is. Like, you know, come and attach themselves to you. Any kind of portals to bring them through. It's not a game. It has to be taken seriously. And getting back to the safety too, you know, abandoned buildings or things, you know, you don't know. You go thinking it's fun. Go climb in that window. How do you know the floor's not missing and you're going to end up however far down?
Asbestos or whatever.
Anything at all.
But the point is, you don't need to trespass on any private property because that ruins it for everybody else in the paranormal world. Mm-hmm. You know, be respectful of people's property. Ask for permission to go into places. Mm-hmm. Make sure they know you're going to be there.
Make sure you're not alone, because if something happens to you,
you may never be seen again. And you think, just don't play around. Just go with somebody experienced.
Yeah.
You also, you know, you don't know if necessarily you might think, okay, you know, I can go in there, like cemeteries. Mm-hmm. If for general principle here, for the most part, you're allowed in there if there's no gate around the cemetery.
As long as it says no trespass, as long as it doesn't have a no trespassing sign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, here it is, somebody that's done it before, myself, and is experienced. I'll tell a quick, funny, story there. Random, it was Halloween Eve, 2 years ago, maybe 3. And I had a Halloween party to go do readings at. And she had somewhere else to be. And then we made a plan that we would meet up at a certain time around 11:30 when we both got finished our events we were doing and go to the cemetery. Not even real thinking. Halloween Eve, mischief night. Mm-hmm. So it was a cemetery we always went to. No gates, no trespassing signs. And what happens? We got warned within 5 minutes, leave. And we were just like, no, we just got here. What's the matter? We're here all the time. Within 5 minutes, the cops showed up because it was mischief night. Walking around in a cemetery, what are you doing? Oops. Cops were cool. They thought it was really neat what we were doing, and they gave us additional places to go look into.
We've had that happen before, haven't we? They think it's really cool.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, you can investigate during the day. And a lot of people don't even try it. But you can go to a cemetery during the day and have your recorder going, and you never know what you're going to get. But at night, if you're going to go to a cemetery, call the local police department. Say, hey, I'm going to be out here. And so that way they know, so they don't think you're up to no good. Because there's been a time or two where we've been in a cemetery and there's been some mischief that we had to have our security
take care of.
Our security guy, pair badass, take care of.
Yeah, we went on one. It was in a wooded area, a group of us. And, going back to safety things again. And we turned around, and one of the people in the group spotted movement in a certain area. And I wasn't picking up any spirit or nothing, and she whispers to me, no, a human, real living person. Well, here, there was a party group of teens going on. The backyard of the house led into the wooded area. They knew we were back there, what we were doing. They had decided it would be neat to go behind a couple of trees and hide.
No boy,
so one of the people with us spotted movement behind the tree. One was at one end of the tree, one was hiding behind the other end of the tree. You never know. You never know wherever you're at, what kind of dangers there could be with the living.
Mm-hmm. True that. I was just talking with somebody about that. I'm more scared of the living people than I am the dead,
Nowadays, you just don't know about people.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we were doing that investigation at the cemetery, and these little kids walked up saying they were looking for their grandma. They were over by the cars being mischievous, walked over there to our cars, and so, of course, we sent the big dog security over to check it out, and they were looking for their grandma's grave at 10 o'clock at night when you couldn't see anything. And we're like, yeah, I don't think so. We might be looking for your grandma's grave, but we got flashlights.
So it's not a game, and we're running out of time, ladies.
Yes, we are.
Let's get your big event again acknowledged and discussed for those that are the latecomers to the show and missed it in the beginning.
You go ahead.
Okay, coming up September 5th in Seguin, Texas at the Palace Theater is going to be the DVD premiere of Shadows on 66, which Selena was in with Brad and Barry Kling from Ghost Lab, as well as Chip Coffey. And then on September 6th and 7th, we have a special event in Burleson, Texas at the Porch Restaurant. It's $65 a night. It's to do an investigation and dinner with local pair teams, as well as some guest speakers. We have DNS Paranormal Crew. We have Kelly from Torch Paranormal. We'll be there from Fear, as well as several others from the local area. Jason Gentry, Michael Graves, and Mike Roberts.
Yep. Mikey, coming out of retirement.
Yep. So go to www.dinnerandghosthut.com at Eventbrite. Yeah, that's it. But you can check out, realistically, you can look at our Facebook pages. It's all over our Facebook pages. It's all over the NPS, National Paranormal Society page. If you're not a member of it, go and join. Because actually, if you are in the Burleson area and you come out to our event and you're from NPS, you get a little bit of a discount. As well as a discount if you bring a canned good. So, at the door only.
Yeah, cash only at the door.
And you'll be able to take a raffle chance on a half-hour phone reading by me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
All the goodies that are being raffled off.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a hold of me at my website, terrorbymisha.com, or Terror by Misha on Facebook, and it's in the cards. Also has a Facebook for the show to keep up to date to the events each week and who the guests are. On that note, I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day weekend. Be safe, don't drink and drive, and I will see you back next week. Thanks, ladies, for joining me. Good night.
Thanks. Have a good one.